Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I got my very first porn blackmail phishing email ever. Yeah, and I'm super I know I shouldn't be excited, but I'm super excited.
Like, we found your porn.
We found your porn.
Send millions of dollars to us.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what it was. I have it deleted. Here's what it says. The tagline is, "You've been recorded." Recorded is in all caps. So the email says, "Hi, my prey," which, I mean, if I had a kink for that kind of stuff, would be... it says, "This is my last warning." I'm reading this verbatim, okay? It says, "I write you since I attached a Trojan on the website with porno which you have viewed. My Trojan captured all your private data, then switched on your camera which recorded the act of your solitary sex.
Oh my.
Just
Nice.
after that, just after that, the Trojan saved your contact list. I will erase the compromising video records and info if you transfer $900 United States dollars in Bitcoin.
Yes, please.
I give you 36 hours after you open my message for making the payment." Let's see. After you read the message, I'll see it right away. It says, "If you don't pay, I'll send dirt to all your contacts. Let me remind you, I see what you're doing. If you try to deceive me, I'll know it immediately. I don't live in your country. Bye. Don't forget about the shame and to ignore. Your life can be ruined." I'm totally surprised every "your" in this email is correct. Is grammatically correct. I mean, it's very poorly written.
If you want to send me jerking off to all my friends, go for it.
Do it.
I know.
I'll save $900.
Threesome.
I'm like either one of two things happened there. Either this was a scam, obviously,
Yes.
and nothing happened, or they did send it to everybody in my contact list, and everyone's like, "Hey, you know what? I like backdoor mailman 7 too." You know.
God.
I don't know. That's always the one I go with. Amateur mailman 7. That's the one I always go with.
Backdoor sluts 9.
Ooh.
Little South Park reference.
Amateur grannies too. Granny.
Jesus. They a literal electric boogaloo.
Oh, God.
Electric boogaloo. Oh, God. And with that, this is now I know you're gonna edit like most of that out.
Nope. Electric Bigelows is staying.
The electric jigaloo.
Electric
Gigolo. Bigelow.
And with that, we welcome you to the Retro Smash Video Game Podcast, wherever you shit.
Well,
I almost
depends where they're listening.
whatever. We're doing this again.
Don't poop in your car, folks.
This is the Retro Smash Video Game Podcast, wherever you are, wherever you may be listening. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Joining me here in the studio are two gentlemen who would never, ever take their women on a first date to Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, your house or my house, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie night, Netflix, Hulu, etc. Somewhere that requires a long drive or bowling. He's Andy.
Also, McDonald's is good then.
No, it says no fast food.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah. And he's Mitch.
Hey.
Original.
Yeah, this was the one that I don't remember if you remember from like a month ago. It says there's a lady that said, here's a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date to, and thank you to the ladies who reached out to help me on my list.
So where can you go? Is there...
Brothel was not on here.
Well,
I haven't heard anything about a dance club.
That dance club is good.
Sweet.
Well, unless it requires a long drive. And it says
You're
no.
from the town north.
How long is a long drive? I guess if you don't take them out in the middle of nowhere, it's like, we're going on a long drive. We're going to go through these mysterious, dark, creepy woods, and then we'll be to Electric Dance Party up in large city. We just gotta go through these
What's
creepy
the
woods first.
What's the ideal first date? I don't know. I feel like food's the normal go-to.
Somewhere you can talk.
Yeah,
My basement.
I took. Hey, it did say your house, and I'm like, or my house, I guess.
Okay, I'm down. Let's go.
My basement.
It didn't say anything about your friend's house.
Yeah, it also didn't say anything about recording a podcast. So apparently, recording a podcast and then taking him to a strip club, which is also not on the list. Apparently, weirdly enough.
Hey,
And introducing my girlfriend. No.
Joe.
I really like this place. Where do you think you say? Oh, I found it online. Oh, hey, there's Cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Hey,
Coming down next.
Here's the girl I've been talking about.
what's that hanging? Oh shit!
Whoa. Whoa.
Don't pull that string.
Oh. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, America.
This is the one that gets us canceled. And God damn you guys. I hate both of you so fucking much. Andy, what have you been up to, kid?
I almost beat Zelda. I'm so close. I got all the shrines. I'm like,
yes. Air
just-
5 from across the table.
just
yes.
gotta beat Ganon. I think I don't know what else I gotta do, but all the shrines are beat. I'm kind of piddle pissing around trying to upgrade my outfits, and then I'm gonna go slash Ganon in the face.
Nice. Good for you. And I'm going to get to a subject that we're touching on right now later on in the podcast. Good for you for not just going straight to the end. And I heard fiddle farting around. So yay, side quests.
Yay.
Yay, side quest. Mitch, what's shaking, bacon?
Alrighty, I am currently working on Alan Wake 2. Beautiful game. I think it's a beautiful game. I also bought Call of Duty 2 over Black Friday just to go back 100% it, but I think I'm going to finish Alan Wake 2 first, so those are my two big things right now. What about you, Weldy?
I recently just competed in the last time the podcast dropped. I said I was going to be in the SNES Super Sprint on Retro Gaming Live TV on Twitch, has about 43,000 followers. Essentially it's a speed run. It's the same place that I ran Zombies Ate My Neighbors for Halloween-a-thon. I ran it last month, and they had a SNES Super Sprint. This time it was 5 games. Finished second.
Woo!
Nice.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Have how many people?
7.
But still, that's over
that's
half
really good.
and literally second place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when I did the Super 16 a couple years ago, I finished 13th out of like 17 or 18.
That's still not like bad.
Yeah, so second out of 7, I'll take it. I made up a lot of ground. I fell back behind like early. I was in the middle of the pack. Hook gave me a lot of trouble. But one of the runners that was also in it was like top 3 in the world at Hook. So I'm like, that's where they were going to make a lot of their time. And it was just trying to figure out who was strong at what. And the two guys, so shout out to Vralis and B-Mac. Vralis ended up winning, had a time of like 3 hours and, I want to say 3 hours and 47 minutes. And I ended up finishing, I think, 4 hours and 26 minutes. But I'm so mad. I had the opportunity to win that thing, but I got tripped up at Castlevania 4.
What happened?
Well, Castlevania 4 is where I caught them because they also had some trouble in Super Castlevania 4, and I made it like halfway through the game in like 20 minutes, and I made up a lot of ground.
Nice.
And then I got to the Vegas Bridge, and it all fell apart. And then the Dracula fight took like, I think I game overed like 6 or 7 times.
Dang.
Yeah, Dracula, that fight sucked.
Did he suck your blood?
He most certainly did, and he sucked a lot of time because man, I'm telling you, a 9 didn't go too bad for me. The clock tower and the tower keep before you get to Dracula in that game, really was. It was kind of a bigger issue than I needed it to be, and I game over it a couple times, but I got to the Slogger fight. The Slogger fight only took me about 2 or 3 times.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no. And actually, it took me only 2 or 3 times against Death, and I had to do that whip only because I had no other secondary weapons. But fighting against Dracula, that took me quite a bit. And I was not happy at that point, but still finished second. And
yeah, so whatever.
yeah,
Second's a fucking achievement.
Is there any like reward, or is it just like a bragging rights thing, or
it's a bragging rights thing.
bragging rights?
I don't know. There was just a lot of people watching, and I had a lot of support, so
Free publicity.
yeah, I know like Blink and Babel and Spanky. Spanky was watching, and a lot of them were watching, kind of rooting me on, so I appreciate anybody who watched and I was talking about it. So I guess now I do the thing like Ryu in Street Fighter, where I just kind of put my
Punch a
stick
car.
and do what?
So you go punch a car.
No, I didn't go punch a car. I wasn't that angry. No, I just pick up my stick and bindle, and I just walk into the sunset looking for my next challenge, which at the moment is Jurassic Park Super Nintendo.
Oh.
Any percent? Because that's on my bucket list.
So we're saying we should do a Jurassic Park episode.
Well, limited run games did just come out with the bundle. It has the original Game Boy, the original 2 Game Boy games.
All right.
It has the first and second games for the Super Nintendo, and it has like 3 Genesis games.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know
and
the second one I think was the one I played.
the one for the Super Nintendo that you couldn't. The original issue with that is you can't save. There's no save function, and there's no overworld map. They have fixed that
Oh, good.
in like the new. It's the same game.
They just added.
Yeah, they're like, oh hey, you want to save here? Go the hell on. You want to pull up the overworld map? Sure. Why the fuck not? This is your game. And I've gotten to the point where I have basically cleared out what I feel like is a quarter, because like the world record for that game is 41 minutes. And I feel like I've gotten a third of that game done in like 20
Shit.
so far. But I have already found what I think my worst room in the game is going to be. Because every game, I always try to find the worst room in the game. I think the ship might be my worst room in the game right now, because that sucks to get through. Even worse.
Ship
Yeah.
in Jurassic Park.
Yes. So essentially, the Super Nintendo version of Jurassic Park is essentially it's an Easter egg hunt game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not
Literally,
like
aren't you finding like dinosaur eggs?
yeah. You got to find 18 eggs. You have to collect all of the characters from the game, all their ID cards that are in separate spots. So essentially it's like, once you get this ID, you can open this door, turn on the generator, and then you have to switch gates. It's a whole big thing.
You get your arm bit off and it dangles and scares that lady.
Oh, poor Ellie Sattler. Poor Ellie Sattler.
Poor Samuel Jackson. His arm's dangling.
Well, maybe he should have held on to his arm instead of his butt.
Yeah. Hold on to your
Hold on to your butts. He would have held on to his arm instead. It wouldn't have been a problem.
Hold that cigarette in his mouth. It kept falling out.
Oh, I still tell people, do you know how Nedry died in the book is so much different than how he
Really?
died? Oh, my God.
Jerry didn't kill him. Jerry.
Hey, Jerry. Hello, Newman. Hello, Jerry. No, he actually Newman. Damn it! Now you got me saying it. Nedry's death in the book is so much more gruesome than in the. Don't be afraid to pop that top. There you go.
What's he drinking today?
Yeah, oh, yeah. So before I tell you how Nedry died in the book, because it's very,
Barbasol.
very gruesome. What are you drinking?
I am drinking the new Monster the Beast Scary Berries. It's very, very good.
Ooh,
Very
hungry. Ooh,
What
scary.
was that? The fucking
DeSantis.
Jesus.
No, it's not Jesus.
Our next president. Hungry.
Hungry.
I am drinking a Bud Light Seltzer hard soda cherry cola.
And you have that as your starter because you have one of my.
I have one on the backup.
Yeah, you have my Coors as a bullpen. So I'm on my starter right now for my Coors, and I plan on doing my starter, my bullpen, and my closer. So I got
Werewolves drink Coors Light because of the silver
bullet. No.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? In Zombies Ate My Neighbors, the knife and the fork for the werewolves is a one-hit kill because they're made of silver.
Well,
Nice.
of course.
Nice.
I'm like, that is extremely clever.
Yes.
Okay, so in the movie, Nedry was attacked by like a small 3-4 foot Dilophosaurus.
Yeah. I was trying to remember the name of the
Yeah, Dilophosaurus. And, gets spit in his eyes, but he was able to peel it out and still get in the truck. And the dinosaur got in the truck with him, and then it kind of faded to black, and he died. Well, in the book, he got out of his car for some reason, and he heard in the distance a hooting sound, and the Dilophosaurus that he couldn't see spit on him. It hit him in the chest, and he was like, ugh, whatever, I don't care. And then hit him in the neck. And then he's like, okay, again, whatever. But a couple seconds later, he felt it burning. And then it spit in his eyes. And it basically like burned his eyes out. So he was blind, trying to figure out how to do this. But he saw the Dilophosaurus in the distance. It was 8 feet tall.
Whoa,
it wasn't like a 4-foot thing. It was 8 feet tall.
Jeez.
So then as he was scrambling about, the Dilophosaurus took a claw and sliced his stomach open.
Ooh.
And his intestines fell out. And he caught him in his hand.
Oh.
And then as he was falling to the ground, the Dilophosaurus picked him up by his neck and head and essentially like snapped his neck. And then I think Arnold and Gennaro found him later, and there was a whole bunch of like baby Dilophosaurus feasting on his body.
Yowie. Well, how tall is an actual
Dilophosaurus?
Dinosaurus?
I don't know.
A dinosaurus. How tall is a dinosaurus?
I didn't take dinoography in high school.
Peggy, I took propane classes.
I took propanography.
6 feet tall, according to the Googles.
5'11".
Really?
5'11". Don't get
As a man, you always got to knock it down a couple inches.
I was gonna say we're giving you the old 5'10", 5'9".
5'11", 3/4. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Can't pull any girls with that.
Nope. All right, so are you kids ready for this week's game?
Yay!
I got one yay. Andy, what the hell's going on here?
Wow.
I was trying to think of something clever, but I'm a dumbass.
Oh well, if you're looking
cutie.
for something clever, this isn't the podcast for you.
As we find out every week when I lose.
Is it this or is it that? Andy and Mitch have to choose. So because it is the Christmas season, I actually have a Christmas themed dis or dat.
Okay.
This is gonna be awesome, and
Can't wait.
as I say every week, I think I outdid myself.
All right.
So your category for this week is Santa Claus is coming
Ew.
from downtown.
Cut that.
Santa Claus is coming from downtown.
Boom, shakalaka.
Yep, I think you know what half of this is. So I'm going to give you a list of 7 names. You have to tell me if...
Are they naughty or nice?
Well, they are most... well, I really hope they're nice, but I don't know. I don't know who's getting... Actually, if you got coal in your stocking, you could probably sell that for like $26 a pound. I mean, coal's probably super expensive anymore.
I want propane in my stocking, Bobby.
That might be why he got into propane, because he had too much coal in his stocking as a kid.
You got me.
Oh, now I'm putting this together. Okay, so you're getting a list of 7 names. You got to tell me if each of the names on the list is either a playable NBA character in NBA Jam Tournament Edition or another name for Santa Claus used around the world.
Okay. I know I say this every week, but I do think I have this one this time.
Okay. So I'm just going to stay with Andy the whole time so he doesn't get the satisfaction of a win.
You know, I went back and listened to the one where it was the Bethesda characters, and I still love them. Mitch was like, oh, that's got to be a Bethesda character. I 100% know that for a fact. I'm like,
Got him.
I'm like...
It's like when you call your shot in pool and it goes in the wrong bowl or it just doesn't go in at all. You're like, all right, cool.
I normally call my shot in pool, and then I knock the cue ball off the side, and then I gotta go like awkwardly chase it. Nobody looks cool. Nobody in the world looks cool chasing a cue ball.
Nope.
Or a ping pong ball. Nope. You don't look cool chasing a cue ball or a ping pong ball.
I look like the meme of Patrick Starr with his pants down, hands up, running after the cue ball. Like,
SpongeBob, wait. What are you gonna do when I'm gone? Wait for you to come back. All right, you kids ready? Okay, yep. So another name for Santa Claus or a playable character in NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Number 1, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
I'm going to say NBA.
Yeah.
Yes, you'd be correct. Played for the Denver Nuggets.
I was going to say Bulls or
I heard Abdul and I'm thinking Abdul Kareem Jabbar. I'm like, it makes sense.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You know what? You 100% got me, and I'm going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. But I got those names switched around.
I got you.
James LeBron. How about that? I was trying to be significant there.
Number 2, Gugliotta.
I'm gonna go Santa Claus.
Yep.
No, playable character Tom Gugliotta played for the Golden State Warriors.
Gotcha.
Yes. Number 3, Det Miraz.
I'm going to say Santa Claus for that one, too.
I'm going to mix it up and go NBA.
Ooh, I would have liked to do something like that, but I'm not smart enough. It is Santa Claus.
Darn.
And you get an addition because you get a little history class because I have a little lesson about some of these. So it's spelled Deddtmoroz. So Det Moroz. According to legend, a woman had 2 stepdaughters, one wicked, the other nice. One day she threw the kind girl out into the cold, but soon Det Moroz, or Father Ice, appeared on his sleigh. He was so impressed with the girl's kindness that he gave her diamonds. When the stepmother heard of this, she threw the other girl out too. But Det Moroz didn't like her and quickly turned her into ice. Like Santa, Det Moroz brings presents to children. Unlike Santa, he brings them to New Year's parties.
Brings them death.
Brings them.
You better watch out. You better not cry.
Did you watch that movie last year?
Violent Night.
Yes.
That was such a good movie.
Mitch and I watched it. Holy
Loved it.
hell, that's an awesome movie.
Is it?
Worth it.
I saw it.
Who's the main actor? What's his name?
The guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He's in Gran Turismo too. That
Yeah,
just
the
came out.
Marvel. He's
Red
Black
Guardian.
Widows. Yeah.
Red Guardian.
Man, I'm losing the name of that guy's.
I keep wanting to say David something.
Yeah, Harbor.
David Harbour.
David Harbour, yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Man, that movie was good. Sorry.
No.
Off topic.
David Harbour is not going to be on this list, by the way.
Dang it!
Number 4, Loy Vaught.
I think that's an NBA
I'm
player.
gonna go
I've
Center.
heard that name before.
Have you?
I feel like I have. That's Saint Nick, ain't it? I feel like I've heard that basketball name.
The greatest Mel Blanc voice like one word. It is an NBA player. Played for the Clippers. Number 5, Julanice.
I'm gonna go NBA player again.
I'm gonna stick with NBA just because it sounds like it's a Santa.
Nope. Julanice is based on the German legend of Saint Nicholas. The Norwegian Julanice is the patron saint of children and of seamen. Was known for his kindness towards children, and on Christmas Eve, kids leave a bowl of porridge out for him to eat. During the night, he hides presents throughout the house. Boy, would that be terrible if you were a parent that woke up on Christmas Day like hungover and your kids can't find their presents, and now you got to go look for them.
Oh God. What, 2? I got a 2-point lead on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Norway, Norwegian. It's from Norway. That's the one over there. Number 6, Mikulas.
NBA.
Santa.
It is Santa. Mikulas. The emphasis is on the A at the end, so I'm pronouncing it Mikulas. From Hungary. If you're bad in Hungary, you might find only a wooden spoon waiting for you on Christmas morning. The country's version of Saint Nicholas is known as Mikulas. Or Saint Nicholas. Children will leave a boot in their windowsill in the hope that Mikulas will fill it with treats. Good children receive fruits, candies, and toys, but bad kids can expect nothing more than a spoon or a willow switch left by a mischievous elf.
You know, this may be a spoiler, but I think that he did mention that in Violet Night. I think he did say that was his name at one point whenever he was going back in time when Santa Claus was in the war or something.
It was like it's like a weird cutback where he's like a Viking.
Yeah, he had a sledgehammer and he's killing people, and I think he said that was his name, Mikulas.
You better watch out.
And now I bring gifts to children.
Now I bring gifts of death. Dang it. Now I really want to get like This Summer.
A movie by Michael Bay. Starring David Harbour. Violet Night 2.
I'd watch it.
Coming at your house.
This summer. You better watch out, because Santa is coming for your throat.
Starring Keegan Michael Kay.
Chris Pratt stars.
So as Chris Pratt, he's doing the voice of Link, right, in the new Zelda movie.
Oh
coming out?
God, is he?
No.
Did he just do Mario?
No, he just fucking did Garfield.
Yeah.
God, I'm surprised they don't have Bill Murray doing Garfield.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's I know, but he's the quintessential Garfield.
No, Peter Lambraro, I can't remember his name. The original U.S. Acres, Garfield and Friends. That's the quintessential Garfield.
Oh, that's fair.
So the guy who voices the Garfield cartoon also voices the Bill Murray character in Ghostbusters.
Oh, really?
Yes, which is weird. I can't remember his name. It's like Peter Lorenzo. I can't remember. Whatever.
That's still one of the funniest moments in Zombieland when he shoots Bill Murray, and he's like, "Do you have any regrets?" And he's like, "Oh, Garfield, maybe." We're at number 7. Number 7, Dana Barros.
I'm going to go NBA.
Oh, whatever. I lost anyways. Dana sounds like a basketball player.
It is, yep. NBA Jam played for your Philadelphia 76ers. Philly.
I have to fact check, but I think I got 6 on that one.
Damn, did you really?
I think. I know I at least got 5, but I think I may have got 6.
Dang, son.
May have to fact check me.
Nice. I don't care.
Ow.
So, this week's subject is going to be a little sore. And I'll tell you why it's sore here in a minute. We're talking about Dead Rising and the Dead Rising series, which I never played like the originals, but I played the hell out of 3.
Oh, okay.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was I think the first one that came out. It was funny how I got that game. Like, I shouldn't have gotten that game for the price I got it for, but I was just happened to be at like a yard sale. It was like some random old lady was like selling like, doilies and trinkets and stuff like that, and randomly had a copy of Dead Rising 3
Grandma,
for
what
like
you doing?
$5, and that game was like a month old.
Dang.
I know. I was like, where did you get your hands on this? I mean, I didn't want to ask and be like, yeah, I got a $5 bill on this. And then I went and I played it and I loved it, and I very, very, very quickly hated it.
I will say, I do think whenever Dead Rising 3 came out, that was like right when Xbox One came out.
Yeah.
And it showed the power of like what Xbox One could do for that time, and I thought it was beautiful.
So why didn't you like that game?
Well, hold on a second. I'm going to fact check myself real quick. I want to make sure it wasn't 3. I want to make sure it
Well,
was.
3 is the one that has cars. I think the first time it has cars in it.
All of them you can drive a vehicle in.
Yeah, well, but
3, you can customize cars. You can combine cars
But
in
like,
3.
1 and
It
2
was,
is like,
it was 2. I'm sorry.
Okay. 2 was
I'm
like
sorry. It was Dead Rising 2. It was the one that took place in the mall.
well, that's
1
so,
and 2 both take place in the mall.
Oh,
4
okay.
is open. 4 is
Four is
open, but
open.
you can go back to the mall.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, is it?
Sorry.
Oh, really? Because Dead Rising. Oh, nope. Here's my qualm. Here's my qualm with Dead Rising 2. I think the problem is I didn't play any of the ones after that. Like, I'm gonna be straight with you. Dead Rising 2 was a fun game.
Yeah.
It was a fun game. The problem is it almost. Like, I hate games that they disguise themselves as open world games when really they're not. And by that, I mean, I'm going to make a lot of people mad when I say this. And there's going to be people in this room that are going to be mad at me when I say this. Ocarina of Time is the same way, and Red Dead 2 is the same way.
So you're going to have to elaborate a little bit here.
yeah.
Okay, I feel like they disguise these games as open world games, but really it's like you have to, you can't go and do anything unless you progress the story. Like, if I'm playing in Dead Rising 2, and maybe I'm a little wrong with that, but in Dead Rising 2, I'm running around the mall, I'm doing awesome things, and Katie needs her Zombrex.
Yeah.
Now I gotta stop doing whatever the hell I was doing.
Okay.
I'm like a moose head dressed as fucking Evil Knievel. I got 2 chainsaws on the end of a bar, and like I'm all like drunk, running around chopping zombies in half, and all of a sudden, whoop, Katie needs her Zombrex. Well, fucking sucks to be Katie then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm running around shooting zombies and stuff like that, but no, I have to stop every 30 minutes to go get Katie her Zombrex.
I get that because it's one of those. You have to get to this mission in order for it to become an open world.
Okay.
Because Red Dead does that also. It takes like fucking 20 hours, and then you're like, I can play the game now.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 does the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the original Red Dead, and this is why I've been saying Red Dead 2 wasn't as good. And a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't say that. But Red Dead 2, it was like, okay, it took me 15 to 20 hours to finally go out and adventure and do what I wanted to. And I'm like, oh, I fucking finally. And I have to give half my money back because we just need more money. I got a plan. I just need a little more money. Fuck you. Arthur, I just need a little more money. I got a plan. I got a plan. Fuck your plan. All right. I want to go do what I do. I went into Red Dead 2 thinking it was going to be like Red Dead 1. Where Red Dead 1, they dropped you with like $2 in your pocket and a 6-shooter in Armadillo, and it made you want to go do the missions. Like you go talk to the sheriff, and the sheriff's like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this, Winchester. I'm gonna pay you $10. We got a whole hideout full of bandits. You want to come and help me?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I want to help you. You're gonna pay me. I don't have to talk to you after this if I don't want to." you're going to pay me to be on your good side. Like, I don't give a shit about the story. I'm one of those people. If you guys have known me long enough on this podcast, I don't care about the story. All right. I didn't give a shit. I don't remember the story in Fallout 4, but I played 85 hours of it.
Did you even do any of the story?
No.
At least the baby mission.
Yeah.
You're a toddler.
No, I did the another settlement needs your help. No, I did a couple of those, and then as soon as it got annoying, I'm like, man, this place is beat. I'm going to Boston. I found the Cheers bar, and I found all the stuff I wanted to put into my house in Fenway Park. Or I'm sorry, Diamond City.
So here's my argument. You said those 3 games in terms of open world. I think GTA is more of an argument. GTA San Andreas and GTA 4, you have sections of the map, but it's literally blocked off. You cannot go.
Yeah.
In Dead Rising and in Red Dead Redemption, you could go anywhere off the bat. Like, yes, you do have, like, I got to go back to Katie or Dutch needs money. But you could, if you really wanted to, you could say, die or go broke, and I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I can still have fun in the section that I'm in. Like, I could still have fun in the very, first part. Like, if I wanted to hop into that game and go do stuff, it's like, eventually I'm going to play the game enough where I'm like, oh, shit, you know what? I need money. Or maybe I could do with getting a better gun. Maybe I will do the missions. I don't feel like I'm forced to do the missions. I guess I'm trying to... You are correct. But I feel like it's still somewhat open world, even though a third of the map is still accessible to you. But I don't know. Just don't disguise. That's why I liked Majora's Mask more than I liked Ocarina of Time. Because Majora's Mask is made for speedrunners.
Well, so I was trying to remember Ocarina. Well, I guess you got to beat the forest temple or whatever, the Dooku tree, before you can do anything, right?
More like a dookie tree, am I right?
Nuts.
Oh.
I hopped into the game, made me want to do the missions. Like the original Red Dead, GTA 4 made me want to do the missions because I felt like they were fun missions and I was actually getting something good out of it. And then eventually my mind was like, oh, maybe I eventually do want to wander. But the game was like, you know what? If you don't want to go that far right now, that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to do any part of this. Whereas in Dead Rising 2, you had to go to the Zombrex or the game was over.
Well, I think right after you get Katie Zombrex, then is when it opens up and you can do whatever the heck you want to do. I think there might be a timer based.
So
yeah, I feel like I remember playing and I just remember having to go back every 45 minutes, just getting a cell phone, just Katie Zombrex. And it just ruined it. It ruined it for me.
So a couple times going for achievements and whatnot, you can let Katie die, but then it is set to the timer on the game where you have 72 hours in game to be done, if that makes sense. Whereas if you continue to give her Zombrex, you have 148 or something, if that makes sense. So you can let her die and the game won't just end.
Interesting.
You can keep playing. So
I didn't play to the end because I was too busy having all of my fun, and then I got into stay off my lawn mode.
Yep.
That's what they call it.
Yep.
And maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just weird. It's either... Okay, I got to thinking about this earlier. You have certain games where most of the time you go into those games knowing what you're going to get. Like Silent Hill, Resident Evil.
Wonderful game.
Yeah, wonderful games. One that I don't think is brought up enough on this show and needs to be brought up, Dante's Inferno.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
That game is
100%.
amazing.
Yep.
But you want to play through the story. I mean, that's all you really have access to, and finding collectibles is kind of like a side thing. But the stories are so well written, you want to play through the story. Now, your Call of Duties, your Halos, your Minecrafts or whatever, yeah, there is a story mode, but everybody plays it for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Let's stop kidding ourselves. I don't know what any of the storylines for Call of Duty or Halo are. And I don't really care.
I don't. The only one I know is
I feel like I'm the opposite.
there's the nuke one where you're just your helicopter crashes and the nuke goes off and you die.
Oh,
And
I
then
guess
there's
that was
the No Russia
that's for
level.
That's
and
two,
that was Modern. Well, that was the original Modern Warfare, right?
Because you could skip that mission. No, that was 2. 2, you could do no Russian.
two
You
was
could
no
skip
Russian.
it because it was offensive.
And then the other one
Right.
is press F for respect.
Yep. I think that was Advanced Warfare. I think something stupid like
That's
that.
the only mission crap I know from Call of Duty.
Yep.
Otherwise, it was throw knives at people and pull my right shield out so no one can hit me.
Yep. I always achievement hunted, so I always cared about the story and getting veteran completion. animation and whatnot. So I'm different, but
Gears of War would have been great for you because it's like, yeah, the story takes 10 to 12 hours to beat, but like you have collectibles and then you have achievements for beating it on different difficulties. But you're playing that game, yeah, the multiplayer was okay.
the multiplayer achievements are the hardest multiplayer achievements ever. Seriously, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. If anybody has those, hands down to you. That takes at least like 3 years to try to get.
Oh, yeah, pass. That's a no for me, dog.
For me too.
But
I gave up.
again, yeah, but it's like I said, my problem with like Ocarina of Time and my problem with Dead Rising 2 is it disguises itself as an open world game, but really it's, it pulls the sheet off you and it's like, haha, no, you have to play the story in order to have fun. Ha 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 ha. It's like, no, I don't want to go through 10 to 12 hours of the story. I just want to go out and do cool shit. Like Red Dead Redemption, the original, it was like, yeah, my family got kidnapped and the FBI got most of my people, but hey, who wants to go throw down some fucking horseshoes?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll chuck some shoes. I want to go all in on a pair of nines. You kidding me?
Dice and
liar's dice
The
and
knife hand game.
Five Finger Fillet.
Yep.
That's what it was. I think I needed to play Dead Rising 3 and any other sequels in order to probably truly appreciate it. Would you? Because you're more of a Dead Rising guru than I am.
Yeah, 3 was a statement mark for Dead Rising. I mean, 2 was, but 3 really set the bar in terms of open world and how much enemies can be on one screen at a time. Like, you could literally open a door and the entire city is flooded. Like, you're like, I'm screwed. I don't know where to go. And 2 was, you're in a mall. 4 was kind of a disappointment, and 1 was like the Welcome to Dead Rising. Like,
one especially later game, it was just flooded with zombies, especially when you went down to the car garage thing.
Yep. That was good, but I mean, if you ever have the chance to get a Dead Rising 3 on discount, that you just walk into the open world. The second you're out of the opening mission, it is chaos.
I think you would like the Dead Rising 0.
Case Zero or Case West.
So that one is just a little standalone. It was like a DLC thing.
Yep.
It's in the middle of some like Western town. There is no time limit stuff. You just go in there and just fuck around.
I believe it's the prologue to Dead Rising 2.
Yeah, it was.
See, sign me up for that. Like, I don't want to be put on a time constraint with games like that. Don't give me all. Now, I'm gonna say this before anybody like hops on the Twitter and give you a preemptive argument. Dead Rising 2 was fun.
Yeah.
That game was a blast. That game was a hoot.
Yeah.
Like trying to find different things in different stores, like putting moose heads and like the big Lego heads on zombies and watching them run around. I haven't laughed that hard in forever. But you know what? The Buzz got quickly killed. And Katie needed her Zombrex.
God dang, I gotta go to Terra's reality again and ride a motorcycle.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Awful.
It was terrible.
The reporter lady was hot though. I kind of wanted.
Are we thirsty, Mitch?
I'm thirsty. Thirsty for an animated Asian lady.
Okay.
So where would that series, like, is that considered like an open world? Are those considered all open world games?
With a time limit, I would say, especially the first 2, because those were definitely time limit. I think the third one had time limits too, but not as heavy.
I don't think 3 or 4 was on time limits. 1 and 2 was.
Yeah,
I know
1 and 2
that.
for sure, but I thought 3 had a few time-based missions.
Mission was, but I'm saying like if you load into
2,
1 and 2, you have a set time. If you
Yeah.
just stood there, the game will end eventually.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember 1 being cool because you're flying in a helicopter and you're watching the gas station explode. And
Taking pictures and
Yep.
Because that was a
nice, perfect shot.
erotica picture. Yes.
I want to say the early 2010s was a really
Great shot.
it was a really if the 2000s to 2009 was all about vampires, the early 2010s was all about zombies.
Oh, yeah.
That
Because
would be a good episode.
you
Side note.
had Dead Rising series, you had Dead Island,
Yep.
which was a blast, but it was a blast in a different way because it was also fun, but it was a little more hectic because the zombies were a little more scary.
The Dead Rising game had a thing on the front cover saying this is no way related to Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead, whichever one's in the mall.
There's a fun fact about that. So Capcom got sued by George A. Romero and I don't know what the filming company was that did that, but they got sued for Night of the Living Dead, even though they stated that they were based off of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
So that was weird. I thought that was a weird fun fact. They literally stated this is a correlation to Dawn of the Dead. This is what we were stealing this from. And then they're like, hey, you stole from Night of the Living Dead. They're like,
Well, I think it was the series because Night of the Living Dead and then Dawn of the Dead so on and so forth. The one that was in a mall,
Yeah.
and then that you're pretty much reliving that in the game, but it wasn't because they're not. I don't know. The remake movie came out around that same time. Who the hell was that director? The guy who did Batman and stuff.
Oh.
Whatever his name is.
I can see his face.
Well, whatever. And then he had the Richard Cheese Down with the Sickness, which was a like jazz swingy. Are you down with the sickness? Come on now. And that's stupid. Whatever. That movie was dumb, but nonetheless, that came out about the same time the Dead Rising games came out. I just remember that specifically.
Well, because those weren't the only two like series. Because you had Dead Rising, you had Dead Island,
Yeah.
and that was back when like Black Ops Zombies was
Yes.
all the rage.
Yes.
And it was about the peak and the heyday of Left 4 Dead 2. And then like Zombieland was also came out in 2009, which is one of my favorite movies ever. So it was like the peak. I was really hoping for like a Zombies Ate My Neighbors reboot. Like there's so many things you can do with that game, and I've said before, if I ever could do a reboot, I want every 4 levels to be like a nod to a different horror movie franchise. Like I want a level to take place in the Amityville house. I want one to take place in
Saw
the
franchise.
yeah,
Yeah.
like in the Saw. I want a level to take place in the Saw basement. I want a level to take place at Camp Crystal Lake, on Elm Street.
Dead by Daylight.
I mean, kind of that's what the NES one was, but it's like old horror games, like the Pod People.
Yeah, like all the old like Warner. They had the old original Warner
Universal.
Brothers. Yeah, the Universal. Yes, thank you. The Universal like Dracula and
Monsters,
the thing from the black
Frankenstein.
creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, werewolves, and all the campy B list, and they made it work. Those were great. I was really kind of hoping for something like that. I'm like, if they were going to capitalize on the zombie like hit, that would have been the time to do it.
Yeah.
I would never want them to make a remake, and I'd play the hell out of it, but they gotta do it right. And that's where I'm like, I want a subtle nod to the different like Halloween horror franchises of all time. Like I want one to take place inside the in like the mansion from The Shining. I want a level to take place in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
Well, he's kind of in the NES game.
Leatherface?
Isn't the big dude with the chainsaw ripping bushes down, but he has a Jason mask on?
Oh, I guess. Yeah, because Jason really didn't have a chainsaw, so I guess I can meet you halfway on that, but it's just like chainsaw is more of a
that's where
slasher.
You can tell that's where they got the idea
They
for
got the
that.
inspiration,
from.
yeah.
Same thing with the Chucky dolls. It's not Chucky dolls, but there are the little dolls that run around and stab you.
Right. I mean, they do have axes, and those things will kill your neighbors. It's awful. So you guys know, where would you put, like, not just in the terms of favorite, like, zombie franchises, where would you put it, like, a list of favorite, like, overall franchises? Like, you got your GTA, your Street Fighter. Like, would you put Dead Rising in your top 25 of, like, your favorite franchises?
I mean, I would. I think it'd crack my top 10.
I don't
Top
know about the top
10.
10. It'd definitely be the franchise as a whole. No, the first 2 and 0, maybe 3. Yes, in the top 25.
What's the quintessential one to play if nobody's ever played a Dead Rising game,
At
or
least-
if you have somebody like me who played 2 and I was like, this is a gigantic turnoff.
I say at minimum case 0 because it's a short little bite. It's like a very small like a place where we live town.
Oh, case 0.
Yes. There's like a sheriff's office. There's a movie theater, a bar.
Yeah, you basically just pull up into like a little small town and
Yeah. And then, but it has all the same weapons. You can make your own weapons. You can attach a chainsaw to a oar.
Yep.
You can,
Or what?
your mom.
Oh,
You can put the moose head on and just like bulldoze people over. Then there's one boss in the game, but it's never pretty easy to beat.
I mean, they have they have psychopaths, and then they have your main objective, like who's the bad guy you're going after. So I mean, I don't know. I think in terms of like the goofiness, the survivability, and like I'm gonna go into this workbench and I see a chainsaw, and I see a boat oar, I'm gonna combine it, and all of a sudden duct tape's holding together 2 chainsaws on a boat oar, and you're like, sweet.
yeah, isn't that awesome? I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go take this and kill people. Let me put my moose head on and my Evel Knievel outfit,
Yeah.
and go do that. Like that's awesome to me. I love that, but it was the buzzkill. Having to go get Katie Ears on Verse was a gigantic buzzkill for
If
me.
they remade one without the timers, I think that'd be fun. Because there's like crazy weapons in there too, like an auger. You just run
The
around.
Mega Man Blaster too.
Yeah, well, that was not as cool. There's the tennis ball one, and then there's the actual buster, but you couldn't charge it up. It was just like a pew pew pew. gun.
You can get if you killed Adam the Clown, you got his dual chainsaws.
That-
you could
yeah, that
use
was
in
my
the first
favorite
one. I
weapons.
love that. That was so much fun. And after you kill a psychopath, if you come back later in the game, like I think a day later or something, it's just there. Like the weapon's just
Yeah,
there if it destroys or something.
Looking at the Metacritic scores on Wikipedia, it looks like the OG Dead Rising. I'm just kind of going We're going Xbox for the 360 original.
Oh, I wanted to bring up something on the Xbox.
I'll go for it.
That's the reason I bought an HD TV was because of Dead Rising.
Oh, was it?
Because I could not read anything that like all the closed captions were so small on a regular like CRT TV. So I had to get a high def TV to play that game because I didn't know what the hell they were saying. There was like, yeah, whatever, okay. And then once I got the HD TV, I was like, oh, okay, now I can see what the hell they're saying.
What's going on my TV? Marge, there's zombies on the TV. So the original Dead Rising for the Xbox got an 85. Dead Rising 2 for the Xbox got a 79. Dead Rising 3 for the Xbox One got a 78, and Dead Rising 4 for the Xbox got a 72. Now, if you're looking at PlayStation scores across the board, the original got a 78, 2 got an 80 on the PS3 and an 82 on the PS4. No PlayStation score after that. Was it not released on the PlayStation after that?
So Dead Rising was originally an Xbox exclusive.
Ooh.
So 1 and 2, I believe, were Xbox exclusives, and then they dropped for PlayStation. I think 2 dropped for 3. I don't know if 3 was an Xbox exclusive again, because I know it launched with the Xbox, but then I think they were on the PlayStation as well.
It says there was a Windows port. Published by Capcom, released September 5th, 2014.
Well, they did team up with Microsoft to get better software and whatnot. So I also will state Dead Rising has arguably the hardest achievement in any game's history. There's a mode where I don't remember exactly how it works, but you have to survive 14 hours straight. And that's not in-game. That is real time. 14 hours. You can't save, no checkpoint, you can't put the controller down. You have to stare at that screen, and your health will slowly deplete. If you make 7 hours, you get the halfway achievement, and if you get to 14, you get the most impossible achievement anybody has ever gotten.
So you just hide?
No, so if you,
you'll get
to a
hungry.
point, yes, but if your life slowly drains, you have to go and get your food that replaces your health, but over time, your resources run out. So like if you walk out of the mall and come back in, the resources are still gone. It doesn't just reload because you exited and came back. Like you have to spread your resources out and be careful and not die. A lot of gamers have said that was one of the hardest achievements they've ever attempted.
Oh, jeez.
I thought it was gonna be the kill all the population of Willamette. Like that took forever because I'm just
That did too, but I mean the 14 hours straight, you have to dedicate a whole day, and if you get to like 13 and a half hours and you mess up,
screw that. That game is going on fire, not my window.
yep.
Like
Yep.
fuck off.
Anybody who's gotten that achievement, again, hands down to you. That's an achievement I gave up on.
So I'm just looking at Dead Rising 2. Game Zone and Game Informer apparently had two different, very, very widely differentiating reviews on this. Game Zone gave it a 6 out of 10, saying the lackluster presentation, uninspired story, outright broken multiplayer, and atrocious amount of glitches makes it a less of a flawed gem and more of a somewhat polished pile of incrementally smells worse the longer you let it sit in your disk drive.
Dang. It's kind of a shot
But
at
Game
Capcom.
Informer, which is what we normally go by here, gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Says even after playing dozens of hours, you'll still find new things in Dead Rising 2. Well, there's a lot of variety to be found in the game beyond obvious things, like the number of objects that can be used as bludgeons.
Yep.
This game is designed for multiple playthroughs and looking forward to each and every item. See, and that's where I wanted to... I love that game, but it's like, I guess I didn't know that. Can you let Katie just die?
Yeah. You can just, like, literally the first time she needs Zombrex, and you have, I think you, like... You leave the safe room, and the Zombrex is literally in the exact same part of the mall that you're in. You can just give her the middle finger and walk away and let her die, and you can do whatever you want.
Okay, maybe that changes it for me.
Like, the whole map is open, nothing... I mean, I guess certain parts story-wise that you couldn't get to, like, certain rooms are locked, but, like, in terms of the entirety of the map, you can go to any part of the map. Just certain doors, I guess, you can't go in. I'll give you that, but I feel like any game, you can't just walk into the final room and be like, hey, cool, I'm here. So, for the people that don't know, Dead Rising has been mentioned in some bigger title games that people have not known of. I didn't know about this until I read this. Dead Rising was mentioned in GTA 5. If you are listening to Weasel News, they talk about a viral outbreak at Willamette and how you need Zombrex.
Weird.
So that they mentioned in GTA 5. If you are playing Resident Evil 6 in the Leon and Helena's campaign at Tall Oak Subway, there is a reference to Otto, the security guard from Dead Rising 1, and his construction company in Resident Evil 6.
Well, that's Capcom. That's the same reason.
Capcom on Capcom, yes.
Because there's Jill's sandwiches.
Yep, Jill sandwiches, yep.
She's a Jill sandwich.
In Left 4 Dead 2, the Passing DLC, there's a note from Frank to Otto stating to get out, I believe, or something. I remember finding that when I was playing Left 4 Dead 2, so I thought that was really neat. And then Left 4 Dead also stole an achievement name from Dead Rising, Zombie Genocidus, for killing 53,594 zombies or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Something absurd. And then another little fun fact, the future of Dead Rising is uncertain as Capcom Vancouver closed its doors after Dead Rising 4.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So they closed their doors and there is no imminent talk of a Dead Rising 5 or any future projects, but not completely closed, so the door is just kind of, it's cracked, it's there.
Happy time, people. Happy Trails Courage the Cowardly Dog, which ended 21 years ago this week. With the alligator coming out of the bathtub saying there's no such thing as perfect. You are perfect as you are, Courage. With your imperfections, you can do anything. Happy 18th birthday to the Xbox 360.
Yep.
And happy 22nd anniversary to one of the most influential pieces of art ever. The post 9/11 Thanksgiving Day Cowboys Broncos halftime show featuring Creed. When dreaming, world, trying to find a way. Yeah. So let's go there.
No, we're not doing this again.
Let's make a mistake. Come on, let's go there. Can you take
This will get us canceled.
So do you know, so in Conan, when Conan has on Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds tries to sneak in the Mac and Me
That's
clip.
not Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
That
it's not Ryan Reynolds?
No, that's Ant-Man guy, Paul Rudd.
Oh, it's Paul Rudd. I thought it was Ryan Reynolds. Oh, it's Paul Rudd.
Get your facts straight.
I know, but that's what I'm going to do with you guys from
I'm just
now on.
kidding.
I'm going
I'm
to try to
just
sneak in higher by Creed any moment I can. Any moment I can, I'm going to try to sneak in higher by Creed.
I'm going to sneak in a few happy birthdays here.
Sure, go ahead. Before I got one very important PSA at the very end of this, so go ahead and sneak in your happy times now.
Okay, well, happy birthday, Donkey Kong Country 29.
I didn't play 1 through 28.
Link to the Past is 32.
Donkey Kong's killing it.
Smash Bros is 22. Ocarina of Time 25.
Sorry, we hate that game.
The 360 just turned 18.
You
You
said
can
that.
fuck her now. F-Zero's 33.
She's my D, sweetheart.
Twilight Princess was 17. I don't know if we did. Did we do Xbox? Original Xbox is 22. I can't remember if we did that
Those
last
both
week.
came out in like the same time of the year.
It's Christmas. Yeah, all that shit came around this time.
Oh, shit. I thought the original Xbox launched in like November, but
It's November.
hey, you're talking Christmas.
Whatever. It has to come out before Black Friday because that's the guy to make those.
Gotcha.
Did you see the Target
Corporations.
video that's been circulating today?
Oh,
There was a lady that found like a Black Friday deal that said $649, pulled the sign out, and underneath it was just a regular Target sign for $649.
Oh my god,
that does not surprise me.
that's a very common thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're like, oh, it's probably $39.99, but then Black Friday sales, it's now $49.99 with the 10% off. It's like, oh, wait.
Hey,
No, it's like if something's selling for $20 normally, on Black Friday it'll be $20, but they'll say it was $50.
Yeah, and now it's $20.
And now it's magically
Yeah.
$20.
so, hey, how about that?
Yeah, that's how they get you.
I do remember how a Walmart messed up a deal on Black Friday, and I think TVs were supposed to be like $2.99, and they put it for like $29, and people were running into the store to get TVs. I do remember that.
I tell you could spend $29 and get a free TV at Walmart. All you gotta do is buy one of those vests, like that guy did.
Right.
Buy a
Right.
Walmart vest and just take an entire pallet out, and nobody was gonna say a word.
Or if you've seen the viral Gail Lewis, just become Gail Lewis now.
I don't know what that is, young man.
Sorry, it's
I'm old.
a trending video now. Gail Lewis highlights.
This is
Look 'em
a
up.
retro smashed video.
It's not like we were just talking about a game that came out 5 years ago. Or, a game that
Not
came
even
out in
fair.
2017.
The
Too many
original Dead
pixels.
Rising is 17,
Yeah.
and it matches our criteria. Original one.
That's how you brought that full circle. Well done.
Proud of you, bud.
I am too. I didn't even think about that.
Mitch, where can they find you?
Hold on, time on. Not
Oh,
happy time yet.
sorry.
Happy
Hey.
time.
Well, we had a PSA, sorry.
Yes, we have a triple happy trails. We have a happy trails to your waistline for this upcoming holiday season. Hidden Valley is dropping a 2-headed bottle of ranch dressing.
What does that mean? So you can drink it with your lover?
It says the marketing of the country's most famous salad dressing, Hidden Valley Ranch has announced an excited partnership with itself to create the very first double ranch bottle, a 2-headed spigot bottle that forms the shape of a very uncanny X. With an idea that feels like it came straight from the interdimensional cable episodes of Rick and Morty, the company claims it could only work with its own brands in order to make a dressing worthy of its flavors. There are only 222 in stock, and unfortunately, they are all sold out
no.
to the public.
X Ranch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put it in my
Dang it.
mouth.
Here in the Midwest, ranch is a delicacy.
Where's my dressing hose?
Merge. Oh.
Merge. Kit Kat releasing a frosted donut flavored Kit Kat, because if there's anything in the
Well.
world that's better than dessert, it's dessert that tastes like other desserts.
That's right.
The very last one, and I need everybody. I don't normally do a PSA, but this is a PSA. Okay, I need you guys to listen very closely.
I'm listening.
Red Lobster has just recently released a Cheddar Bay biscuit stuffing. Yeah, just in time. It's a delicious new family tradition. It'll bring Red Lobster right to your table this holiday season.
I do usually get their cheddar biscuits in the frozen food aisle.
Cheddar
Oh,
biscuit.
yeah.
Cheddar biscuit shot his dick off with his own gun. Chops over the leg with his own gun.
What?
8 Mile.
How's that concussion going, by the way? This
I'm
reminds
healed. I'm
me-
good. I'm healed. I'm good. I'm good to go. You saved me at the gym earlier. I'm fine. I'm good.
You didn't drop anything on yourself when I left, did you?
No, I'm good.
I just did chest in 30 minutes on the treadmill. You didn't drop anything on your head after I left,
No.
did you?
No, the guy pushed me. He's like, "Hey, you're gonna do more." I'm like, "Okay." I don't wanna. I don't wanna.
Okay, Andy, now you may ask the question.
Follow us on at gmail.com.
Shout out to the guy who did the voice acting for Chris Redfield, because that made my whole day.
Oh, yes.
Resident Evil 5 was one of my favorite games as a kid, so finding out the voice actor for Chris made my whole fucking day.
Yes, big shout out to Joe White, the actor for Chris Redfield in the Resident Evil games, and team member of, shout out to the Crimson Head, and he's a podcast host as well. Recently followed us and hit us up on social media. He followed us at retro_smashed on Twitter.
That's awesome. Now the real question is, can he really punch a boulder into a volcanic lava? Can you really do it?
There's only one way to find out, and you have to pay us $5.
Where can they find you, Mitch?
You can find me at Liquidukes
With the I.
with an I instead of one instead of an I at twitch.tv, where I will be streaming my 100% run of Call of Duty 2 and more Alan Wake 2.
You need to get into speed running with me. I'm telling you.
I should. I really should.
You really should. I'm telling you. It's a drug.
Our YouTube channel is up, but nothing's on it yet. But Retro Smashed at YouTube. I'm pretty sure you just Google. I don't have the facts yet.
We need to get a camera.
Yes, and you can follow me at WeldyTime on Twitch, at WeldyTime1 on the Twitter sphere.
X.
I want
Twitter, Miss Piggy.
on the X. And you can follow my own. You can watch some of my own stuff on YouTube as well. Some of my old runs.
I should probably add your YouTube channel to the description. 'cause I didn't do that
Add
last
my
time.
Twitch link on there. Put my Twitch link on there.
Well, I gotta put it's on there too. Then
I'm gonna
I'm running out
kick
of
your ass. Featuring Hank Hill. Next episode.
Good night, Canada. Good night, Canada.